is to the Premier. Forbes published an article on the impact of this government's wrong-headed decision to dismantle cap-and-trade. And this is Forbes, not Ontario PC News Now, paid for by the PC taxpayer. Forbes said, and I quote, "By backsliding on climate," I could give you a half thumb, Lisa. "By backsliding on climate, Ontario may have just cost businesses billions, added millions in consumer costs, eschewed thousands of jobs, and muddied its investment outlook. Why is the Premier risking the health of our economy to stick to his radical climate change denying ideology?"
Premier. Environment, Conservation and Parks.
Mr. Speaker, it is something to hear our colleagues across quoting Forbes magazine, but that is good reading.
Sure.
We've been clear. Even the Auditor General was clear. Let's go back to that. The Auditor General was clear that cap and trade was going to cost $8 billion. $8 billion from Ontario families and have a minimal impact in terms of affecting GHG emissions. This is a government that is committed to making a difference when it comes to climate, and we understand the problem. But we're not going to do that with an ineffective system, regardless of what Forbes magazine says. We're going to listen to the people of Ontario. We're going to listen to the voters who gave us a mandate to come here to make sure we have a solid environmental policy that makes a difference for this environment, but that also protects Ontario families and puts, in this case, $260 back in their pocket every year. Thank you.
Supplementary.
At least Forbes publishes real news. Cancelling cap and trade, in the way this government decided to go about it, has left Ontario vulnerable to multi-million-dollar lawsuits, every cent of which taxpayers will be on the hook for. This government decided to waste more money by spending $30 million to challenge the federal government in court. Again, it will be taxpayers picking up the tab, and after all those wasted millions, Ontario will be no closer to cleaner air, cleaner water than we are today. In fact, we will be worse off, losing thousands of green economy jobs and undermining investor confidence. So I ask you, why is this government climate changing, denying ideology more important than the health of our economy and our environment? Thank you.
Members will take their seats.
Mr. Speaker, again, hearing the NDP standing up for big business, standing up for the big oil companies, when they talk about dismantling the cap-and-trade program, they talk about $4 billion. Remember when we heard about that, Mr. Speaker? $4 billion of cost. But when we looked at it in a business-like way, that included free credits. Would you like us to be paying for free credits? Would you like us to be paying the big oil companies for the credits they had? Would you like us to be paying polluters for the pollution they've had? No. We've taken an approach, Mr. Speaker, that makes sense, an approach that minimizes the effect on taxpayers, gets rid of an inefficient cap-and-trade program, and puts the environment at the front of an agenda, but lets the economy also prosper, lets Ontario families also prosper. The era of the carbon tax is over, and no, we won't be pandering to big business.